When are we going to learn not to put money into a celebrity or internet personality's crypto meme coin? Will we ever learn not to do that? Because it seems like that's the hardest thing in the world not to do. Everyone wants to donate their money in these crypto scams. And another one just happened with Hailey Welch, the Hawk Tuah Girl. I'm sure everyone knows her. She launched this new Hawk coin. I don't even know what it's called, but launched this coin. And this is the chart that happened to it. It got pumped and dumped, rug pulled, and the evidence that is for what happened is devastatingly bad. Coffeezilla joined a Twitter space and talked about it. He held his own and talked about it more in depth too. And it's like one of the worst rug pulls you could do. It's like morons doing a rug pull because they didn't even try and hide their steps. So it's crazy. But you see, obviously, went up to almost $500 million market cap instantly, and then plummeted all the way back down to 60 million. So the insiders made money. The people who were running the pump and dump here made money, and everyone who put money in lost it. I cannot believe we are still talking about buying these random celebrity meme coin things. But this is Coffeezilla. He got into their Twitter space. They held a Twitter space to talk about stuff, which is crazy that they did that because, like, most people just run off, right? They go silent and pretend nothing ever happened. But they held the space, and even crazier, they invited Coffeezilla up there to talk, which would be the last thing that you should have done.
I have questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No. That's not true.
That is true. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a fact.
The first part of this video is really funny because Coffeezilla comes in and is like, I got a question. I can ask some questions. And she's already not having it. I would assume she knows who Coffeezilla is, right? But says, what do you want? And then he starts grilling it. And she's like, then why are you here? And I got to give it to Coffeezilla. He keeps his head the entire time. I listened to this whole space that he was involved in this, and then to his space after, and he kept his head, and I would expect that from him. But kept his head, didn't let them trying to move the subject around and try and flip the stuff onto different things or even onto him at one point. So holding them to the fire was which is what got him kicked out and muted. But we can finish off this clip.
And you can see it on chain. So
yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there. We could answer that.
You know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why.
How much did y'all get doing a pre-sale? How much did y'all make? And y'all made millions on fees from this little scheme. Who's making millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme.
Who made the money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Hailey Welch make of that 1.8 million?
It's a foundation. No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited? Over $1 million was just made.
I'm telling you, a foundation.
Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
So you finished out. That's mostly like a compilation of the moments of Coffeezilla talk, because it was like 7 minutes that he talked in there. But there was a big thing that they focused on was where did you get the fees? Where did the fees go? There was almost $2 million in fees collected from this. Where did that money go? No one can answer it. He always says there's a foundation. Coffeezilla goes on. It says like, who owns the foundation? Oh, nobody owns it. It's a magical foundation. That's basically what this guy said and continued to say over and over again. I don't even know why they held the space. The entire thing was just saying non-points. They said nothing in the longest way possible.
That's not you getting those fees, right? Who's making the money on the fees?
It's
Who's
not a
making
scheme.
millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making
project. So we
fees?
can keep this thing going for years. Okay. That's how do you think? There's so many expenses.
Who
Right?
makes the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to yes, the creator, right? Who's
Which
gonna
is who? Who does that
which
who does that belong to?
that belongs to the project, right?
Who's the project? Who is the
that
project?
well, the project is over here, Hailey Welch, right?
How much does Hailey
there's a
Welch
lot.
own?
This is Haley Welch's project,
So
and
she owns all of it.
Coffeezilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug pull?
This was really funny too. Obviously, Coffeezilla was saying like, "Who's the foundation? Who made the money on the fees? Who did this?" And every time he's got another answer of saying, "Oh, it's the foundation." Well, who owns the foundation? Ah, well, another foundation owns the foundation. Like this guy, he just keeps going off, and he gets him to say, who's the project or the whatever, and he says, "Oh, well, it's Hailey Welch," and he's like, he's constantly trying to give non-answers, trying to skirt around stuff, but he's really bad at it. Like we've seen scammers who are really good talkers, and they would be able to talk around this question and try and just finesse their way around. This guy's not one of them. He's doing a very, very poor job of doing that. And this whole interaction is actually, it'd be hilarious if they weren't scamming people.
We're really trying to do something here, and not just do it for one day and do it for 2 days like you're used to.
So who made the money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Hailey Welch make of that 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is running this project.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns zero of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited? Over $1 million was just
I'm
made.
telling you, a foundation that pays people out. And by the way, Coffeezilla, I'm not asking you, questions that are irrelevant to
this conversation. It hurts to hear. It actually hurts. Like these are just normal questions, and the way he's trying to avoid them makes no sense. Saying, "Oh, it's the foundation," don't you know the foundation? It's the foundation. Like, what are we talking about here? Who made the money? It's a simple question, right? The money went somewhere. He says the foundation, right? So then you say, who owns the foundation? They're making the money, right? Oh, no one owns it. Well, that's just not true, right? Somebody owns it. But even he goes on talking about like, oh, there's payouts for the foundation, all this and that. Like, he didn't ask this question, but then who got paid out, right? Who gets the payouts? So we should have went down that road a little bit more, but they obviously didn't want to. They were digging themselves a trap, but it's just these are the people running all of these projects, and for some reason, people continuously get sucked into them and lose money. Basically hand their money over to these guys.
You guys released 3% to the Meteora pool, while you have 17% of the token allocation unlocked day one from your strategic allocation. Are you guys insane? What do you guys think exactly is going to happen when your insiders get sent their tokens? And by the way, who made the money from your 17% pre-sale while you're giving a tiny piece of the pie to the public? Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
The tokenomics are a scam. That's my opinion. You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. That's my opinion.
Obviously, Coffeezilla continues to grill them and continues to hold them to hold their feet to the fire. And I think it's so funny that he obviously knows Coffeezilla is being sued by Logan Paul right now, and that's been a problem and a headache for him. So obviously he throws out, well, what you're saying is defamation. Oh, you don't want to get sued again, do you? That's how I feel that. Like him kind of saying, oh, I would calm down if I were you, or I might sue you too. Like that's so dumb. And obviously then Coffeezilla goes on to call the tokenomics a scam. So I don't think he's too scared about this, but it's just like, how are we letting these people just continuously do this? They these are the people rug pulling these projects and behind this. And for some reason, we've seen what happens in 2020 or 2021, whenever the NFT craze and those kinds of meme coin things were super big and people are getting sucked in. You could make an excuse for like, oh, it's new, people don't really get it, it's the first time it's happening. People got scammed. Now they will know better, and it's no better. Nobody knows anything. If anything, it's worse. People know that these are scams, but somehow think that they can get in and out before the insiders who are running the scam.
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Hailey Welch's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much? I just got muted.
Yeah, so I mean, like we as mentioned.
So that's the ending of that. That's where Coffeezilla gets muted, and then he eventually gets kicked out of the space as well. They leave him up there for some reason, muted for like a few minutes or like 10 minutes, and then just end up kicking him out of the space because they were never gonna unmute him. They were digging themselves a hole, and they could not recover from that. So they muted and kicked Coffeezilla out. Obviously we know that he tweeted it, so he said, they muted him. I'm like, let me speak. They eventually kicked him out. He started his own space, kind of breaking down what he's found. Basically, the insiders of this coin dumped. When you look at the bubble map, it's like 96% or something of the wallets are like insiders or friends of friends, or like very closely related wallets. Not a good look. The supply is terrible. It was 17% pre-sale, 3% to the public. So it's just the numbers don't add up. It was like 90 whatever percent was held by this project thing. So it's just, it was never meant to be a good thing. It was always going to be a disaster. And we'll just do this one last clip too. It's also just insane how Hailey Welch responded to this stuff. Some of her her voice clips, it almost sounds like it's an AI of her voice. But someone was talking about like salaries and this stuff on the foundation side, that they love the foundation, but she basically just says, interrupts them while they're talking mid-sentence, goes, guys, sorry, it's bedtime. I gotta go to bed.
In terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
The silence after that that line was dropped was deafening. That's insane. Like, this whole drama is going on. You just rug pulled your community and your fans. You've made millions of dollars doing this, and people are discussing it. You decided to host a space, and while people are talking, just say, hold on, guys, hold on. Very important. It's bedtime. I'm going to bed. We'll see you tomorrow. This is like, you couldn't script something like this. At the end of the day, maybe this one will be the case that, the SEC or regulators or enforcers go after, because she's a big name person, very popular. I mean, somehow has like the third ranked podcast in the US. And obviously the vast majority of people know who this is, know the meme, know everything that's going on. And that's led to even law firms like this, Berwick Law, apparently saying, if you lost money on the Hawk coin, contact our firm to learn about your legal rights. Our firm represents thousands of NFT and token investors in securities matters, and this is attorney advertising. Sorry, but yeah. So these guys, I think that this is big enough where regulators and the SEC maybe will come in and say, we'll go after this. We'll make an example out of this to try and deter other people, because all the scamming going on, like Pump.Fun, not big enough. Very small and very big in volume, right? Very hard to go after that, but go after the big one. Everyone knows, hammer down, throw the book at them, make it so that it appears like it'd be unfun to do this, at least, right? Now we have law firms getting involved, because this is also a huge ad, right? This thing going on, a lot of people losing money. Law firms can come in and say, this is a massively popular person, a lot of people involved in this. This will get your name out there. Just say, I'll represent you. We'll see what we can do on this Hawk coin and get your money back, or do all this. So it's good advertising and marketing for these companies too, these law firms and things. So This one might be the one we see it actually get taken maybe a little bit more seriously. Maybe somebody finds jail time, who knows. But that's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.